Good afternoon, curling fans, and welcome to the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships. We are live from the Community First Curling Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario for our final two draws in the championship pool. Feature game today has the ladies from Ontario taking on Team Manitoba. I'm your host, Peter Stesky. Might get Randy in the booth a little bit, and a potential special guest appearance by the three-time world champion Wayne Middaugh.
I wouldn't go crazy.
All the games now have serious playoff implications. Ontario comes in at 6-2. There's a four-way tie right now in the women's. Saskatchewan, Ontario, BC, and Nova Scotia are all 6-2. Alberta, Quebec, and Manitoba are all 5-3. All of these teams are out on the ice, so you can see by how tight the standings are, you really can't afford any slip-ups on what is the final day of championship action. The top four teams, men's and ladies, advance to the semifinals. That'll be tomorrow, and our finals are on tomorrow as well. So we're underway here. Ontario's going to start with the hammer. Manitoba lead, Rennie Fletcher. Second, Lynn Follis-Kurtz. Their third, Colleen Kilgallen, and their skip, Kim Link. And for Ontario, their lead is Jane Hooper-Perreault. Second, Christine Lube. Third, Carolee Grant, and their skip, Sherry Middaugh. That one rolled way out into the 12th foot. So Team Ontario is going to ignore that Manitoba stone and throw up a corner guard here. Jane is a 1996 Canadian and world champion, playing with Marilyn Bodo. This is their fifth senior national for Jane. And a well-placed corner there. The Follis sisters rotate in and out, so it's Lynn's turn to play here today. She's throwing second stones. Resume quite similar to her sisters. Two-time Canadian junior, won it in 1981. And won the Canadian mixed in 1988 and 1991. I believe they used to play mixed with Jeff Stoughton. They're going to counter the corner guard with some aggression themselves. Lynn throws up a nice center guard. Sherry's going to opt to play the hit and roll here with Christine Lube throwing second stones.
Really dies there, hey? Kind of dies there.
Other games in the ladies, Team Alberta taking on Team Quebec. Both teams are 5-3. The Yukon looking to play spoiler. They're 3-5, taking on Saskatchewan, who's 6-2. And then Nova Scotia, BC, both teams 6-2.
Oh, sorry.
It's a good shot there. You control the front. Kim Link, skip for Manitoba, is going to get aggressive here. Have Lynn draw around this rock. In the men's, Alberta, 8-0, already qualified for the playoffs. Ontario, 7-1. New Brunswick, 6-2. And then Quebec and Saskatchewan, 5-3. 4 losses is still alive in the men's, and BC and Northern Ontario are both 4-4. Need 2 wins today. This one's going to over curl. Weight was very good. Unfortunately, over curls, taps in the Ontario shot for shot rock. There's a split available here. You could play it across the face or on the high side. The advantage of the high side split that Sherry's calling here is you might be able to get both of your greens in behind cover if you make it perfectly. Main thing is you just want to get separation and do not set up a double.
Nice nice weight. That's a lot of curl there.
Christine's a silver medalist in the 2020 Senior Canadians. Makes a nice little split there. Doesn't get the shooter underneath though, so there is a double possibility here for Colleen. Needs to hit probably about a half. It's sort of one of those ones that looks pretty appetizing. This is Colleen's first Canadian senior. Going to finish a little too much for the double. Going to make the roll over there a bit. Now it's important for Ontario, who's going to play this stone. They have to roll to the thrower's right for sure. Love to get behind that guard, but even if you roll all the way over to the other side of the 8-foot, there'd be enough separation there that there won't be a double for Manitoba. Carolee Grant throwing third stones. This is her fourth time qualifying for the Senior National, sponsored by Everest. Also won the silver medal in 2020. They kept their team intact from then. Noses it, they lied to. Double be pretty tough. It's a pretty skinny
Even
double.
nose isn't bad.
Call is to have Colleen hit and roll behind their own guard.
Like nose is good, eh? Yeah. Well, I just don't want to call for a roll when it's not helpful. Yeah. Okay.
So they might have changed the call here to nose hit this one.
Whoa. Yep.
Nice throw, good shot. That's what they wanted. Even though they're not shot rock, it ends up in a very usable spot for Manitoba, and Sherry recognizes this, so she's going to have Kara lead. She could roll either way here.
Same weight?
In turn, hit and roll attempt for Carolee Grant. Trying to set up a deuce here for Ontario. Get off to a quick start. Played the audible there, able to roll that right behind the guard. As Christmas tree, you can see a little bit of each of the greens.
Sure.
They're in perfect spots. Not sure whose second shot is between the two stones.
Yes, it's blocking it now for sure. Nice roll. Okay.
If Ontario lies too, that is a heck of a curling shot, I'll tell you that. Kim's going to ignore those two stones. Looks like it might be yellow.
Okay, go behind the guard. It's a little more than practice. Like a little keener? No, a little stronger. Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
Little feedback there from the front end, just letting Kim know it's probably a hair heavier than what they threw in practice. It's just a different spot. This one, they're trying to over curl the center line. Almost all the draws in practice go to the button.
Lots of room right now.
I kind of threw it straight.
Way too much room right now.
This is Kim's third appearance at an Everest Senior Championship.
Is it deep?
They're just waiting for this one to curl. Now they need it to sit down and stay for shot rock would be very important, but it's going to slide too far. Probably going to outcount the top green, but a chance now for Sherry Madaw, skip of Ontario, to draw in and lie two, set up a potential 3-ender here.
Okay.
This is Sherry's fourth time qualifying for the Canadian Senior Nationals. She also played in 7 Scott Tournament of Hearts, picking up 4 bronze medals. And if you hear me refer to her as Mom on the broadcast, it's because I had the opportunity to curl with her husband Wayne when he played for Glenn Howard, and I was filling in for Craig Saville, so I was wearing a Madas shirt. And after our first game, probably 10 or 15 fans came up to Wayne and told him it must be so great to be out there curling with your son. And Wayne and I are both 3 years apart in age, so ever since then I've called him Dad and Sherry's mom, although they don't really give me much allowance.
Lots of room. Lots of room.
This one's out there as well, starting to try to make a move right now. It's going to be up to the weight. Needs to sit. They're going to bring it all the way back.
Yep. Whoa. Okay.
It's a good spot. I think Manitoba will probably try to come down to that one and make sure that they'll sacrifice the 2 at the risk of giving up 3. So other option is just to draw straight around the yellow guard just above the tee and try to turn it into a steal.
Okay, just a touch less. Yeah. So back 8 is like we want it buried, but we want to be shot. So back 8 is good.
So they're not going to play to the back one. At least that's not the intent right now. Kim said they want to be back 8, shot, rock, buried. And they're going to let Sherry take a chance at chasing them. Final shot here in the first end for Manitoba skip Kim Link. Coming in with a record of 5 wins and 3 losses. They need 2 wins today to stay alive.
Where is it? Okay, go hard. Finish it. Hard. Both of you, go.
Big scrub here, dragging it for weight and line.
Keep her going. Okay, good. That's good, Kim.
Really nice shot, but I think Sherry will be able to see some of that. And I bet you she could chase this with hack, potentially get 3. This is definitely worth the risk. It's the first end, so if you give up a steal, it's not the end of the world. But if you can put 3 points on the board, that would be a gigantic start in what is a must-win game for both teams. Ontario is 6-2. I don't know that 4 is going to get in on the ladies' side. 4 teams today with 2 losses entering play, 3 teams with 3 losses, so 4 might be wishful thinking. Final shot here in the first end for Ontario skip Sherry Madas. Chance to put 3 on the board. Throwing an intern, hack waiter. Gonna try to carve it now. Really got to work it over. Starting to move now. They're gonna chip it. It's a matter of whether they move it far enough. And well scrubbed, so put 2 on the board for Ontario.
2 green.
A good start for the team from Thornhill. When we come back for the second end, Manitoba will have the hammer. I will update you on other scores as we have them. There's none to report yet. All 8 men's and ladies teams that are still alive in this competition that made the championship pool are on the ice right now. So a good throw there from Sherry. Might have been a pound heavy to get the 3, but they made sure of the 2. They'll be happy with that start. I imagine they'll have Jane throw this one into the rings. Jane's husband, Pat Perot, coaches this team. He was unable to make it up so far, but he is on his way, so we're wishing him a safe safe drive. Pat, a two-time Canadian and world champion. Won in 1985 with Al Hackner, who's here this week, helping as a ambassador for Everest. Pat actually swept Al's thin double, the famous shot he made against Pat Ryan in the Brier final in the 10th end to force that extra. And then Pat won his second Brier championship with the wrench, Eddie Wernick. He won the Brier right here in Sault Ste. Marie. Went on to win the Worlds. I believe that was played in Sweden.
Yeah. Go hard, hard, hard. Hard!
They can hit this and stay out of the
Keep it out there.
rings.
Go,
I
go,
still
go,
like
go,
a corner
go.
guard here.
Hard. Hard. Nice shot.
Good shot, though, by Rennie. Ontario won't be able to hit that. They're going to have Jane play the in-turn draw around it. Jane played in the 1995 Mixed Nationals with Eddie Wernick. I played together with Eddie in quite a few bonspiels and one full season, but one season with me was enough, and I think I put him into retirement, actually. Poor guy. Excellent weight there by Jane. That's perfectly buried. Rennie now going to throw the in-turn freeze. Want to be anywhere in front of this rock. Can't afford to be heavy. Big scrub here by the sweepers. If it had the weight, the line looks excellent. That's a good shot. Very usable rock. Ontario still can't make a play on that guard, so they're going to call the corner freeze here with Christine. Christine grew up in Wyoming, Ontario. I grew up in Brights Grove, so we both played at the Forest Curling Club at different times. In-turn freeze. This is a tough shot as well. Want to lock this right onto the corner without kissing off it. You'd set up a double. Again, a big scrub here by the sweepers. Unable to make the corner freeze, but the rock still ends up in a pretty good spot. It's a nice center guard for Ontario to use. They're going to peel this off. Other shot available is just to tap your yellow, draw weight. You can make a double tap, get another one in the rings, and still control that area out in front of the rings. They're going to opt to play the peel instead. Makes the double peel, opens up their own yellow, but clears the center line that was blocking the green rock, so they're going to have access to shot rock, so that's a good result there for Team Manitoba. Ontario could guard it back up, but Sherry's going to play the hit. I like the hit here. You're up 2-0. The guard's not easy to put on. We've seen it really swings there. Almost all of the guards over curl. Same with the hits, though, so you have to be careful. You can't afford to jam here. They're actually hoping it over curls now. We've seen that all week. I feel like I wish I should just tell all the teams to just take more ice there, because we've seen it time after time after time. Our last two rocks here in that spot, just this end, both over curled. Good chance now for Manitoba to hit in line 2. They'd love to get in behind this corner guard, or even half tucked in behind it.
9-5, Colleen. go, go.
Big
Big
brush
shot.
trying to save the shooter. Able to do so. That was a nice weight. You could hit and roll off the top one. Probably not a double opportunity, but you could set something up for later. Sherry's going to play the one on the tee line, be shot rock. Again, have to be careful here. This is where it curls a lot. We've actually seen open flashes here. But that was usually just when Randy was throwing practice rocks. Out turn hit, and they're on it right out of her hand. And gone.
Like here?
You guys like this?
Or here?
I'm not sure if, because I have not watched a lot
I was thinking
on the
come
other
around, but-
sheets. I'm not sure if this is just unique to this sheet, but the amount of misses that happen in that spot,
I like to
again,
come
like
around and they
if you
hit.
tune in to every broadcast, you're basically sitting at home telling me to shut up about it because I've said it a million times and I understand that, but the curlers have yet to catch on to that spot in the ice. So a great chance now if you're Manitoba. You're already lying 2. You have the hammer. Chance to draw in and lie 3. Colleen's first rock here, third stones.
Easy. Okay, you got room. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, go back here.
Back, Ethan.
Okay, take it.
Right
take a
back,
look,
ready,
take a look,
right
take a look.
back.
Yeah,
Might as well
go,
keep
it, go,
sweeping
go, go,
this
go,
one
go.
all the way back.
Okay.
Almost gets that a little bit buried behind that long guard. Ontario needs a big one here now to Cara Lee. Third of a rock could be pretty close to a double. Depending on her weight, maybe half, 3/4 of a stone you could roll in front. She's got this one out to it. And not going to hold on even for second shot. Manitoba continues to lie 2. They're going to draw in behind the guard. You could go bite the 8-foot here. You could bring it in all the way to bite the 4. It's inevitable. There might be a double with the rock on the outside here, this one here. But even if it's made, you're going to have a chance to draw in around that guard again and set up a 3. Cannot slip behind the tee line here.
Got a curl.
Lunge.
Got a curl.
Wait if you can.
Yep, go now, go now, go now.
Hard, Brittany.
Hard.
Trying to carve this one over behind the guard.
Yeah. Which one are we going for, just so we know we're calling the same shot? You want to go for the back one? I think so.
So 2 double potential here. If you hit it super skinny, you're going to run it onto the one on the 4-foot. I think she's actually trying to hit it onto the rock in the back 8. Big shot here, because if you don't make it, they're going to throw another rock right in here. And it could be a 4-ender. So this is a huge shot. First rock of the second end for Sherry Madaw, trying to bail their team out of some fairly serious trouble.
Christine! 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 Hard! Hard, Christine! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Little thin and jams it, but does spin it out into the open. So that'll take a 4-ender. It should out of
Right?
play.
Yeah. I'm just
But
wondering if
still,
you ever come
again,
this way,
Manitoba in total control.
This one, but
of this end.
Okay. So just edge.
Okay.
Okay.
You can see how much ice they're taking. They're expecting this to curl over 5 feet. Testament to how good the ice conditions have been this week. It's running about 14.5 seconds, curling everywhere. Also want to give a shout out to the host committee here. They've done a great job. They've got about 100 volunteers. They've had to deal with a lot of things changing due to COVID restrictions at the last minute, but it's been a seamless effort. So congratulations to the Community First Curling Center and the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario for doing just an amazing job working with Everest and Curling Canada. Back to the action. They're scrubbing this one hard to get by. Need to drag it for weight as well.
A bit, that's good. Yep, go, 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 go. Keep going, go, go, go if you can. Curl, curl, curl. Okay. Yeah.
Really well placed shot, but a chance for Sherry to potentially break the hearts here of Manitoba. She can make this hit and roll right into this area here. It will be very tough to remove that stone. But not a lot of room for Sherry to roll. And if she is unable to get it buried, there's going to be a shot for 3, and Manitoba could lead here after 2 ends. A good look at what she's facing there. Her first one ran pretty straight. Normally we see them curl decently here. Not as much as they do on the outturn side, but still some nice movement. Final shot of the second end for Sherry Madaw, skip of Ontario, leading 2-0. Late brush here, over curled.
Just curled hard.
Sort of jumped on him, and now free draw here for 3. Basically need to hit full 12-foot, bite the 8. Very well played end here by Team Manitoba. One miss by Ontario, and then a couple half shots led to this situation. Some very well placed stones by the team. I believe they play out of the East St. Paul Curling Club. That's where Tracy Fleury plays out of. So a chance for 3 here. Basically need to bite the 8-foot.
Looks like Watts, but it's really curling now. $13.80.
Haven't laid a brush to it, but it's going to settle in there nicely. So put 3 on the board for Manitoba. At the end of 2, they lead Ontario 3-2. Oh, they're kicking off the rocks here. We can update the other ladies' scores. BC leads Nova Scotia 1-0. Both teams have records of 6-2. Saskatchewan ladies are in a bit of a heater right now. I think they've won 4 or 5 in a row. They come in with a 6-2 record and lead the Yukon 2-0. Alberta scored a single in the first over Quebec in a battle of teams that are sitting at 5-3. So a big response from Manitoba after giving up 2 in the first. They rebound with a field goal, and now Ontario's going to have to regroup. I'd imagine you'll see a fairly aggressive end called here by Sherry.
Let's make this one good, I think. Yeah. Sorry.
Make it good, make it good.
Heard him say make it good. What they mean by that, and that is the perfect example of it, is that's a stone now that they can guard. Because you're going to see a corner guard here out of Ontario, but if that rock could say slid behind the tee, you don't want to guard it, because then Ontario can chase it. Or if it was off the 4-foot, like half the ones Ben Hebert throws with his in-turn. not guardable, but they're going to hit this, which I find surprising. Could be an odd end, even end thing, or because it's in such a good spot, Sherry wants to get rid of it off the center line, and she might throw a corner with the next. I think they did that in the first end. Good shot by Jane. Now a nice open hit here for Rennie. Nice weight, able to nose it, and now Sherry will go and play the corner guard with Jane. She probably just didn't love where that rock was sitting right on the button. Well-placed stone by Rennie, but now they're going to go on the offense here with the corner guard.
Line's good. High 2, 1, 2. That line's good. Line's really good.
Well-placed guard there by Jane. Now that rock's not in a good spot to guard if you're Manitoba, so they're gonna not even bother with it. Looks like they want to throw one just into the 12-foot. Other option is just to throw a straight short one. Last time they did that, Sherry played the hit and roll for a corner. Problem if you slide in the rings here, it allows Ontario the opportunity to make the hit and roll buried. So I believe, in my opinion, this is better short of the rings.
Too tight with like, I don't think so, Rennie. At the end, no, we don't want it in.
Yeah, the Brushers knew that. They did not want that one in. That's a very well placed shot there.
I want them to get in off of it. That's good.
So this end's sort of playing out similar to the first so far. Christine's going to throw sort of a control weight hit here. Roll off that center one. They're not going to be able, I don't believe, to get to the rings. Nice looking throw here. Gonna get the roll for sure. That's a perfect shot. Now you've got those double corner guards.
Is that in?
I think on tour you might see the double peel here, but I think Manitoba might just stay on the offense.
Oh, not really. I was thinking, what about like top 8 around the corner?
Yeah, I like Colleen's call
let's
here.
Stroke the corner off.
Just drawing to the open wing doesn't really accomplish anything. You at best set up an easy double.
Do you know what I mean?
I like this call. Those corner guards are very dangerous. You don't always love going around a corner when you don't have the hammer. The other opportunity you have, I guess, is to throw a center.
Yeah, full 8. Lots of weight.
If you're going to play this, you can't be heavy. Line's
Like,
nice, needs to sit.
Back 8. It's there. Shoot.
It's going to slide right into the back 8 foot. So Ontario can draw around. High of that one now would be the call, I think. Like to be one rock above the tee. Sweepers aren't touching it. Line's starting to get better now for sure.
Tapping?
It's It's going to be right back to the yellow. Shot rock. Pretty easy for Manitoba to make a play on it here, though, with Colleen.
You think the same weight I was throwing this way?
You can see how much it walks over there with draw weight. So as long as this is close, line should never be an issue. You fire it back line or heavier, line can quickly become an issue, though. This one is just dead heavy. It's big if that stops for shot rock, though. And it does. Ontario's going to probably ignore it with this one.
80 on Christine.
I'd like to see them draw in here. They could deal with this one on their next shot or the shot after that. Good chance to bury in around these corner guards. Everyone's just been heavy in this spot. We'll see if Carolee can make the adjustment. No, looks like it's going deep again. I mean, it's only 2 rocks or so heavy, but it makes all the difference in the world.
Right? Yeah.
Because if Colleen can lock this one on, it basically eliminates those 2 green ones from scoring. She's got to adjust her weight as well. She was probably back line on her first attempt here.
I think you better go. Yeah.
Sweepers are on this one. They've watched the last few come down here, but they're trying to work really hard. Drag this one for weight and line.
Hard, guys, hard! Hard!
It's going to come up short.
Shot.
It's probably buried enough. It's a pretty tough tap as well for Manitoba to use. Ontario could now play this back yellow one in lie 3. Although you're going to set up a gigantic pocket if you do. You could also just draw in, which Sherry's opting to do. We've got to go out wider now. That yellow rock's in the way. So the path will be slightly different. Weight should be similar, though. Second shot here for third stone Carolee Grant, playing out of Thornhill. We're trailing Team Manitoba 3-2. We're live here in the third end from the Community First Curling Center, the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championship. This is a big scrub, but this one, she just pulled the string on a bit. So Ontario still lies 1. Manitoba's lying second shot, but an opportunity now for Kim Link to just lose one in there behind everything. It's been an end where neither team has been able to navigate this draw the way they'd like.
Get it around there.
A few heavy ones, couple light ones now, but a chance for Kim to sort of steal the end here.
Yeah. Yep.
She gets this somewhere in this area here. It's going to be very tough for Ontario to remove because of all the garbage in the back.
Line's good.
Again, short's probably better than heavy.
Close, yeah. Only line only. Hard. Bit of room, bit of room. I don't understand. Yes. Okay, whoa, you're by. It's heavy.
By the guard easily, just needed to stop now. It's a really good shot.
Sorry, did you?
Shot rock. Buried right in there. Shows you how much that curls in there with T-line weight. Sherry's now going to play the corner freeze here. She can make it. She'll still have the chance to get 2 in this end. This is a tough shot. Really cut the scoring area down there with Kim's rock. Sherry lost the 2013 Roar of the Rings final to Jennifer Jones, and then last week, 2 weeks ago, lost a heartbreaker. She was coaching Team Fleury. They lost that extra end game to Jones to go to the Olympics, or things could have got interesting in the Maddaw household because husband Wayne is going to be coaching Team Sweden at the Olympics. Sherry almost got there for Canada, so that could have made for some interesting dinner talk. Big out-turn draw here for Sherry. Needs to make the corner freeze. Good rotation.
Yeah, line. Whoa. Yeah. Hard.
Ouch. They got caught on the line there. Someone was yelling, hurry. Someone was yelling, whoa. And one was right and one was wrong. Not going to say who, because I don't want to get in trouble after, because the players sometimes listen to these games.
So if you nose it right here, you lose this one, and then we potentially leave it double, but you're in front of it. But I think it just goes.
They know they have to
all
make a
game.
play on this rock right here. Just a matter where you want to roll your shooter.
Well, then you nut that there. And how does she get that out?
This one's not really going anywhere anyway, so I think you could.
Something in? Not really.
I think you could just get rid of this rock and roll away if you want. I don't see that Ontario really has a shot at anything. If you hit and sit right there, it leaves a pretty big pocket for Sherry to draw to. So I don't mind the hit and roll away here. Again, I'm not right down there, but pretty good angle here. I'm not sure that Ontario would have anything for a multiple score as long as this rock is removed. Final shot of the third end here for Manitoba. Skip Kimling playing the out-turn hit.
Okay, whoa! Rennie! Hard, Rennie! Hard, Rennie, all the way! Hard, Rennie, hard!
Carved it over enough to kill it. Gonna lose the shooter, which is fine.
I don't think it will. Just gonna jam, bounce.
That's the problem. When Ontario plays this shot, it's going to come obviously into one of these two, and I don't think that they'll be able to lie two. They could draw to their back one or anywhere into the button area for a single. You can see they'd love to just plant it on the Everest logo.
I think it just jammed. Would have been good if she didn't jam ours.
Yeah, I heard Sherry say she just thinks if she makes any kind of tap on shot rock that they won't be able to chip it for 2 anyway. So this is going to be the straight draw. She's probably back 8 on her first. Needs to make the adjustment here because back 8, and I think she'd go by everything, just kiss off her back, and it would be a steal. third end action here. Final shot for Ontario skip. Sherry Madaw needs the forefoot.
Line's better.
Almost needs to bite the button to tie this game up.
Line's good, Jen. Line's close. Yeah!
It's tight
Yeah!
for Line.
Yeah! Hard! 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 Everett! Go!
Makes it nicely. It shows it may have been there, may be possible for 2. She hit it exactly in that spot with just a pound more weight. It might have been there for 2, but anyway, we'll never find out. It's a single for Ontario at the end of 3. It's a 3-3 tie. Manitoba will have the hammer when we come back. Alberta, these are all ladies' games. Alberta with a steal of 1 in the second, lead Quebec 2-0. Yukon rallied with the deuce versus Saskatchewan. They're tied at 2. Saskatchewan with the hammer playing 3. And BC out to a 3-0 lead over Nova Scotia in a battle of teams that are 6-2. Newfoundland and Labrador men took it 2. They're up 2-1 on Ontario. We got a 1-0 lead, Alberta over New Brunswick. That's a big game for the guys from New Brunswick. Alberta's already 8-0. New Brunswick coming in at 6-2, but they've got a tough day today. They play the undefeated Alberta men, and the Ontario men are also 7-1. So it's 2-0 Alberta over New Brunswick. Can't really see the scores for the other men's games, but you can always check them out on TSN on the little ticker at the bottom of the screen. A nice touch there by Everest. We saw it last week when we were live from the Ottawa Hunt Club for the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships. All the teams love seeing their name in the provincial and the province they came from rolling on that screen with updated scores. And we're doing the same this week from the seniors. So even if our draw ends early, we don't have the ability to move cameras. So you can check those scores on TSN, the curling channel, or the regular TV channel, sorry. I believe they're also available on curling.ca.
Hard line.
Nice center guard there by Jen. Jane. Randy's going to come up short here and over curl.
We gotta keep, just leave it. Yeah. Okay.
Jane can now draw in with the intern.
Yeah.
Good chance here early in the end for Ontario. They'd love to steal in the 4th end, get that score in the even end, and head into the break with the lead. Manitoba will obviously do their best to score at least 1 here with the hammer. Probably want this to stop short of the rings now so they can't hit it. That was a good job there. When that rolled off, they didn't lay a brush because now Manitoba cannot make a play on that green stone, and it's an excellent spot for Ontario, even though they preferred to come around there. Chance for Rennie to get in first, though, now behind these tight staggered center guards. Came up light on her first. She's out even wider with this one.
We got room right now. Yep.
This is starting to curl.
Right up.
Unbelievable how much this moves.
Hard. Keep her going. You got it, Lynn. You got it. Keep her going.
Excellent brushing, able to drag that into the 12-foot.
I know. She threw that hard.
Ontario can now play their tap if they want, which would also open up an intern draw for them. That's what Sherry's going to play. Want to be a bit aggressive with your weight here, but I would say you want about T-line back 4. You're only hitting probably half a stone. You could chip this perfectly to the Everest logo, though. Just in front of it would be ideal.
Hard.
It's out there right now. A lot of curling to do. He might even play the audible and draw around this one. Sort of got caught in between the tap and the draw around there. You can see the weight was close. If anything, a hair light. Able to tap it in for shot rock, though.
That stagger, hey? Yeah.
I don't love these stones positioned the way they are from Team Manitoba right now with the stagger, so I like them making a play on this yellow one.
But you just leave a nose there.
Well, that might get going that way, and then...
You could just nose hit this one or just hit it anywhere high side. You're going to get rid of the green. Your yellow's going to be in a really nice spot for you for a short little run back. And with the in-turn, you can actually kill both of them.
Whoa!
If you hit the top one.
Go, 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 go. Okay.
Made the double the other way. Would have preferred to get rid of that green, but that still cleans up that stagger, and that was the biggest concern for Manitoba.
Yeah. So girls, we might need a bit more ice.
In-turn hit and roll in here for Christine Lube with her second stone here in the fourth. Got a tie ball game, Manitoba versus Ontario. In-turn hit across the face. Leaves it in a good spot. I like just ripping these greens out of here.
Just a hair high? Yeah. I don't know the weight, but... Okay.
Have to hit it fairly thin. These rocks are pretty close together. This is a spot where we've seen everything over curl.
Yep. Hard! Hurry! Hard! Hard, 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 hard.
Yeah, there's another over curl there. Now it's a better looking situation maybe for Ontario with the staggered centers. They've got a nice green one they can use, but Manitoba's shot rock, and Ontario's, this is a tricky little shot. They can barely see, they can't quite see all of it. It's buried just a little bit beyond edge on edge, super swingy spot, so you've got to throw some control weight if you want to stick around here. But you also have to guard against it over curling. First stone here for third stone, Carolee Grant. On it, right out of her hand. And if you're sweeping it this early, it's probably missed. Just snuck by. Didn't get the roll, but I like where that ended up, actually. That was really well swept to save it. Good throw by Carolee. I like this here, actually. Just play the yellow one into here. Your shooter could even get this green one out of play. Even if you only kill one of the rocks in the rings, you're cleaning up a pretty big mess up front.
That looks a little hard, yeah. Okay.
They could nose and sit right on top of the other green as well. Can't afford to roll out here. If you roll out, Ontario is going to be able to play the come around with the out turn or the in-turn tap.
No.
So Colleen has to stay.
Whoa.
Keep her rock in a usable spot for Manitoba.
Roll it a bit as it goes.
Really nice throw there. Nice angle she created. I really like the out turn draw here. Reason I like the draw first coming in this way is this rock's already blocking the in-turn draw. So if you can get a good one in with green into the button, you've already blocked the path for Manitoba on the in-turn side. So you'd sort of have them covered on both sides. That's why I'd play this. Sherry's going to play this because they already played it in this end, so they get a feel for what this spot does. But I think the tap is much harder as well. That's why I like the draw. Have to talk to Mom later, see what she has to say. Hopefully she doesn't ground me. This is just light. You can see it didn't have nearly enough weight for the tap. Actually ends up in a pretty good spot, though, all things considered.
Yellow into that one.
I think you try to hit this yellow one super thin right here. You could just chip this rock on the way by, and then it's going to clip this. You have to really whip it, though, to get rid of both greens.
I'm going to throw a little less. I like that weight. You like that weight?
Can't really afford to touch any of the green on the center, or you're going to miss the second one. But another play is just it. It's much simpler just to jam it right onto second shot here. You can maybe even roll your shooter onto the rings.
Yes, yes! Hard! Whoa! 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 Okay.
That's a nice play. She rolls her shooter to a very usable spot, so if Ontario was to get one buried in behind this, this rock is available for Manitoba. Sherry's going to play the hit here. Now that yellow rock will act as a catcher for Sherry, so it gives her the ability to sort of cheat to the wide side on this one. Can't afford to wreck, obviously. But if she was to hit, say, half a rock, her shooter's going to go right into that other yellow one anyway. Stay right there. Normal weight hit. First stone here for Skip Sherry Madaw in the fourth.
Clean.
Nice little pop on that one at the end, because this will move.
Whoa! Whoa! Jane!
Actually hit it super thin. Not sure she's going to save the shooter. It's big if she does. Able to do so. Had to come up just a hair more to get a better ricochet. Now a good chance here for Manitoba, who's played very patient this end. Played a lot of defense. Time for them to go on the offense. Out-turn draw around the works here. She's got to be careful where she leaves it, though, because these green ones are set up excellent for Ontario to make a run back to a rock that's on the button. That's almost lined up perfectly. So a tie ball game. Manitoba with the hammer, throwing their first skip rock here in the fourth. Brushers have not laid a lick to it yet.
What?
Looks like it's flying. Starting to curl now, but still has to sit.
Curling hard, but
yeah, I think Randy be able to sweep that one out.
it was a bit stiffer, but I had to, right? Okay. Yeah, it is.
And now a real nice chance here for Team Ontario. They could throw this one right to the Everest logo, just bite the button. We saw even within that rock ended up being close to the hack how much it will curl here. Just a matter of matching the weight to the curl. Both teams have struggled with that so far throughout the game. Out-turn draw here for Sherry. Already lying 2.
Line's good. Line's good. Wait, Emily. Line's good. Line's good.
Sweeper's starting to go now. Means it should be close.
Here it comes. Keep it straight. Make it top four. Top four only.
I think you want that right on the button if you can. Yeah, I would have been hammering that bad boy to get her a little more buried. Perfect spot almost.
Like, I don't know if you can. I think it's too risky to try.
You could see a piece of it. You could easily chase it with hack, but the risk is that if you were to just kiss it and lose the shooter, it's a steal of 3. It's a much safer shot to throw the draw. As long as you bite the 8-foot, you'll outcount the other 2. But this is a nearly impossible draw for a single. Really well managed stone there by Ontario, and they have a chance to take the lead here to the break. Unless Kim Link can make an amazing, this will be the best draw we've seen this week on this sheet, I'll tell you that. She has to just skirt this Ontario stone, catch a piece of the Everest white.
What do you need? You need this?
Got lots. Need a bump.
This is going to skirt by. This could be a steal of 2.
Okay, Kim. I didn't know it was up.
But it stops in time. I think it's just a single. So we're going to head to the break here. Ontario leading Manitoba 4-3. We'll be back for the second half of this game at the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships from Sault Ste. Marie right after this break.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
Sweet. Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry hard. Hard. Hurry hard. 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 Yeah! Woo! We should really be curling.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the four of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.
Good afternoon and welcome back, curling fans, and welcome to the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships. We are live from the Community First Curling Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Feature game, Ontario just stole one to take a 4-3 lead over Manitoba, and I'm joined by the three-time Canadian and three-time world champion, Wayne Middaugh. Wayne, how are you doing today, sir?
Pete, I'm doing really well. You went hard to try and keep me up late last night, but like a good husband and coach, I went to bed early. I'm here with my two daughters and have to set an example.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just let that one slide by, because anyone who believes that got some property to sell you too. But it's great to have you here, Wayne. Not easy to comment on a game your wife's playing in. What do you think of the play so far?
You know what? It's really my first experience in being in the building and watching the seniors play. And you know what? There's so many great shots still in all of them, and I see, Sherry Anderson and Cheryl Bernard and Teresa Breen and Marianne Arsenault, and I look around and there's a lot of great shots. And the teams know what they're doing out there. They're like the wily veterans. They do what Ed Wernick used to do to me years ago, and they know how to set up ends and make things happen.
Yeah, they do. The women's is it's jammed. We've got 4 teams at 6-2, 3 teams at 5-3. The only team that's been eliminated is the Yukon. So do or die pretty much in all of these games. Sherry able to steal the last end with a perfect draw to the button. This end looks a little more open to start. For fans that don't know, Wayne, you've been coaching Hasselborg for this complete quadrennial. Started in Chatham, Ontario when you guys won the Elite 10 skins game. What a journey that's been. You're going to be off the Olympic Games in just over a month.
Yeah, really excited about it, and the team is too. We've worked really hard this year to be ready for every event we play, and that's another event on our schedule. But it definitely has the big check marks beside it that we want to be at our best for that. And again, I spent 5 of the last 6 weeks with them, and they're really prepared well. And now's the time, December, kind of to rest and reflect on what we've done this year. And then January, we'll really start to ramp it up again to be ready for February.
Yeah, I was going to ask how often. I mean, you're with the girls at all the Grand Slams. They're in Canada, but you just played a European Championship. That was in Norway, I believe. How often are you over there working with them?
A fair bit, actually. I was we played 2 smaller events in Switzerland. So we were in Switzerland for a solid 2 weeks, and before that we had a practice week or a practice few days in Sweden. So in an Olympic year, we spend a fair bit of time together. And you're together 24/7, on the ice, off the ice, we stay together. And it's great because any question that comes up about curling or team dynamics, we pretty much put it on the table. They're a great team for communication that way, and there's no stone left unturned. So every possible thing that we could cover to be ready for the Olympic event, we're ready for.
Yeah, they're the reigning Olympic gold medalists. They probably went in slightly under the radar last time. This time that won't be the case. You just picked up your 6th Grand Slam title of the quadrennial. I believe they lost the European final. They'd won the 2 previous European finals. So on paper, they're probably the favorite going in. Does that change the mindset at all?
No, we prepare one game at a time, and I hate to throw all the cliches in the world at you, Pete.
That's what we do in the booth, though.
Oh, is it? It's
Unless
okay?
we talk about Randy, then you can say whatever you want.
Especially when they're playing hit for an end?
Yeah,
okay.
This is the perfect end to come in because we don't have to really comment on the action.
No, like I said, they prepare for every game like it's the biggest game they're going to play that year, and you know, I think that's a big part of it. Is no game is more important than the other, and you go out trying to curl 100%. Each player at every spot, right from the word go, and that's always our goal.
Now, Sherry lost a tough one coaching Team Fleury. That was a heartbreaker. I mentioned it just before, maybe in the 4th end here. Would have made for some interesting dinner chat coaching against each other in the Olympics.
You know what? I was heartbroken over that one. I hate to tell you this, but I think I cried a little bit when I was on the phone with my oldest daughter, Kelly, and she was, you know, giving me the play-by-play because I wasn't anywhere near TV or anything. So I just got off an airplane, and my heart broke for Team Fleury and Sherry to be that close a couple times now, and just to have it slip through your fingertips. But you know what? Team Fleury has to be super proud of everything they've done this year. They had a great event, and you know, sport comes down to, you know, the right one at the right time, and unfortunately just you know, just didn't go their way.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. I mean, to your point, they've won a Grand Slam this year. They actually lost a final to you out in Chestermere, and then to lose that Olympic trials final. So I'm pulling very hard for them to pull through the Manitoba playdowns, make their way to the Scotties, and it'd be great to see them get some redemption with a win there, because they're fantastic girls. They're great girls. At the end of the day, sport can be cruel, and that was a cruel loss for them, but they'll bounce back.
Yeah, and you know what? Kudos to Jennifer's team on the other side. They're, you know what? They had the game 1 in 10, and managed to make a huge mental recovery after not finishing off in 10, and then to be able to play, they made 8 perfect shots in the extra end. Every draw was right where it had to be. Every guard was right where it had to be. So, you know, those are the things that championship teams do, and you know, great for Jen to be able to do that in the extra end, and being able to turn it around. And then you're right on Team Fleury's thing. Sherry leaves from here and goes right to Manitoba for the provincial Scotties to coach there for another week. So
big scrub here.
Jesus.
Wow. Just gonna over curl flash, and this could be sort of a 1970s deuce here.
Okay, yeah.
This is how Randy used to win Briars. Just throw open hits or draws out on the weeds, wait for somebody to miss and draw the other side. We had one of his games up earlier in the week, the 88 final against Ritzik, and we also had the 80 Briar semi, Galzel versus Hackner. And we were timing rocks at 11.5 seconds, hog to hog.
that 88 final, I even remember that one. And he was playing with Pat Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
2 down coming home.
with the regular curling rules.
And they scored about 10.
Yeah.
Opportunity here for Colleen to split the rings. Brushers haven't really looked at it yet. Is it hard, Wayne? What's harder, playing, coaching, or watching? Because you watch your daughters play as well.
Watching is by far the hardest. Coaching, you feel like you have a little bit, you know, you have your one time out during the game for a World Curling Federation event. But just being here as a fan is by far the hardest. And you know what, I literally just want to see them play great. If they win or lose, that's the way the ball bounces. But I really just want to see them play great games.
Yeah. Yeah, I never liked both my brothers curl. My dad played.
Did you play?
I hated it. Not well. I mean, that's been well documented throughout the week. We did a question and answer period online last week, and Randy's question was, why was your curling career so unsuccessful? I said, because I played in events without asterisks, but
Oh.
hey, I fight back. That's one thing, I always fight back. Not much I can say to the 6-time Briar champion, though. I mean, what are you going to do? He's got me beat on that one.
Yeah.
As do you.
Do you think the same speed here-ish? Yeah.
They can hit, obviously. I think you like the draw here as well, just the ability to control where you put this rock. It's a tough hit and stay out in the 12-foot.
This is one of those ends that can turn around real quick, right? All of a sudden you miss a draw and you're hitting against 2, or all of a sudden you make a great freeze and you're playing for 3. It can go either way so fast. Just one one half shot, one way or the other.
Yeah, and it all started with them basically just trading hits. Manitoba was probably looking to blank the end, have the hammer in 6. Just update some of the other scores here in ladies play. BC leads Nova Scotia 4-2. Alberta jumped out to a 4-1 lead over Quebec. And a tight one here, Yukon trying to play spoiler versus the 3-time Canadian senior champion Sherry Anderson. They're tied at 3.
I guess it jams, hey? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Sherry has no choice but to try and hit this one that's higher in the rings here. And even if she doubles it off her back one, if she just rolls it somewhere near the center line, it'd be great. But even if she doesn't hit her back one, just rolls a little bit to be shot and makes
Might
the
be
other
able to
team have
set
to chase.
something up for maybe her next. Yeah.
Yes.
I gave the story on how if I slip a mom into the commentary here, how that came about. You could tell the story how I wiped out trying to sweep back stone. I was sweeping a firm weight double and happened to not quite catch my slider properly. Fell face first on the ice, was crawling around like a lobster. Langer made the shot though.
Clean, yeah!
That's perfect. Able to miss the back, roll over towards that center like you said. Now if you're Manitoba, you want to hit and roll the other way, but you can't obviously afford to roll out. If they nose this, Wayne, you like Sherry taking on the double?
You know what, I'd just be as happy with it, play the hit and roll over there somewhere. You know, you don't want to risk a bad 3 at this stage, even if you give up a 2, which hasn't been a well set up 2, but it was a 2.
Yeah.
They made all their hit and stays and draw the 8-foot if they do get their 2. And you know what, you're only 1 down playing 6, which is not a bad scenario to be in.
Yeah, I used to pray to be 1 down playing 6 half my slam games. Outturn hit here. Kim Link, first shot in 5, trailing by 1. Chance to score 2 here. Needs to hit and stay.
Yeah. Right to it. Okay, good.
Coach of the team, Pat Perreault, is on his way up. You had some fairly legendary battles. I'm an Ontario guy. 1995, 96, 97. A lot of battles with him. He was playing for second stone for Eddie Wernick. They actually ended your season 3 years in a row, but then you made up for it.
Thanks, Pete. I appreciate that.
Let me finish. You made up for it in 1998. You got through them. They didn't actually even make the provincial in 98. You went on to win the Brier in Winnipeg with a 10-1 record. Probably saw the 10th end about once that week, and then won the World Championship as well with Scotty Bailey, Ian Tetley, and Graham McCarroll. One of the best teams of all time. Even though it had Tat. I mean, you hate to say that with Tat on the team, but I guess we have to. Sherry looking to play the role here. Just needs to cross the face. She's got some nice control weight. Needs some finish. Looks close. Did you teach her that one or what? That's a great shot. And now you haven't been here. You got here seconded yesterday, right?
Yes.
So this spot here, Wayne, and it's a broken record for anybody who's been sitting here all week, but this really curls. We've almost seen all of these shots missed. Tight, out turn coming down this way, in turn going away. So this is a tougher shot than what it looks. Just hog line in, it moves so much. Randy had to tell me that because I'm not very good at reading ice. So.
Okay.
Key shot here for Kim Link, a chance to take the lead here. They sit at 5-3, Ontario at 6-2. We think in the ladies 4 losses is too many, so this is basically must win for Manitoba. In-turn hit here, chance to take the lead.
I'm right behind Pete, and if it curls like you said, she's going to nose it.
Yeah. No chance at the 2, hoping to hold on for 1 now. Yeah, and that's why we've seen time after time here. It's also called professional commentary, Wayne.
Pete, that's some good ice reading on your part. You knew you called that exactly. You should have been out there and told her what the ice is about to do.
Take more ice. But a single on the board for Manitoba at the end of 5. Ontario's going to have the hammer tied at 4. You got any holiday plans?
This is holidays right here,
Yep.
sitting beside you.
Wow.
Merry Christmas, boy.
Aim higher. Aim a lot higher. Wow.
Like I said, Sherry leaves right from here basically to Manitoba for the Provincial Scotties with Team Fleury. So she's left me a huge list of Christmas chores to do.
I bet she has.
Our girls are going to head back to school and leave Dad at home alone for a week to do things like get a Christmas tree and put lights up. And
Yeah.
so that's my Christmas holidays.
Okay.
Actually, a little family time at home is very nice.
Your daughter's one's at Laurier,
Yes.
and the other is
Guelph.
Guelph.
Aren't you Laurier alum?
I am Laurier as well.
Yeah.
That's Brent Lang. We talked
John
about
Morris.
Johnny Moe, Joe Rooney.
Joe Rooney. Oh, my word.
They'd take anybody back in the early 90s.
Kevin
man.
Borsa. Oh.
How do you approach this if you're Manitoba? You're tied.
According to her last.
Don't have
Manitoba-
the hammer in 6.
Manitoba, so very important here for them. They need a steal, blank, or force to 1. Those are kind of the order of things that need to happen. Steal is extremely important. Blank's not bad at all. Force to 1's your third option. Anything more than that is really bad.
Yeah, you'd like the blank for sure. I mean, 2 ends left. In theory, 1 hammer each. You force, and then you score 2. You win the game. And obviously, I mean, anytime you steal is good. But a steal in 6 of a tie game, that's got to up your percentage of winning huge.
Huge, very much. And I'm going off the stats, of course, that I see on tour. I haven't seen enough of the senior curling to know what the stats are.
One thing I can tell you is in all of the games that have been played on our sheet here, the team that scored more points at the end of the game won. So there's that. That's analytics right there, buddy. That's why they pay me the dollar bills. On a curling zone, actually, it's only 91% of the time. So there's that.
To the guard.
I'm good.
So the guard slipped in. Probably a bit of a mistake by Manitoba, but I like that they're not going to hit the Ontario rock back. They're going to throw up another center.
So on Sherry's side of the coin, she knows the same thing, that 1 or more here is huge. Just scoring here is very important for her. And if she can get more than 1, it's basically control of the game. And same thing, blank is her next option, and steal is definitely not what she wants to happen. So if she, has a really hard shot for 2, late in the end, or draw the 8-foot for 1, she should probably play the draw.
Yeah, where in the 5th end, you'd probably take on the shot for 2. The steal's not as important because you know you're going to have the hammer in 6, so it's worth taking on that risk. But you absolutely want to make sure you score here if you're Team Ontario. Janie, I think they're going old school, draw the...
A little surprised she's not just going around it, and it tells me that she wants to peel the guard, but if she makes this draw to the tee line, where do you peel the guard? Yeah, it makes it a little more difficult. But
Looking at it.
we'll see.
Yeah, needed to stop right now.
Good shot, Jane. I like those back 12 hangers on like that. That's how Eddie used to score all those big ends on me.
He's about the only one that got the better of that team, and he didn't get the better all the time, but he was definitely a wily veteran until he got me on his squad. That ended his career pretty quick. Out-turn hit now for Lynn Follis-Kurtz, playing second. Sister Karen's behind the sheet here coaching and making sure that I talk appropriately about her sister. Yeah, you knew the peel was coming.
I like this way.
I think I'd be going with the out-turn here myself. Again, mother knows best, but you could make the super skinny one, but I don't even think they're looking at that. They just want to avoid that green one in the back.
That's full Mark Kennedy to make that skinny one.
Yeah.
He'd try and make it and roll into the rings.
Yeah, it's true. She might make it by mistake. No. Anytime you're playing a double peel, this is another good tip. You're not going to make it if you don't hit the first one.
It was tight.
So you can write that in your book, tell your
Okay.
Swedish girls that.
I didn't realize. I have
No.
so much to learn still
You
as a
do.
coach.
You do.
I think so.
So a chance now for Manitoba maybe to apply some pressure, although that guard's fairly high and the amount of curls in there. I think no matter where they put this, Ontario will have access to the stone. Probably want to be full 8 here, Wayne. Deeper.
Yeah, as long as it's buried is really all Manitoba's going for.
Yeah, go now.
They really want Sherry to get into some type of chase game around it, like even a freeze would be good for them. I think they don't want to put it too good and have Sherry rip the guard, because then they got to make 8 perfect guards against giving up a deuce for the rest of the end.
Yeah.
Now Sherry might as well just change gears and play the out turn around.
Yeah, I really like the out-turn draw here as well.
Yeah,
You're already lying 1, and
Yeah.
this will just sink in there. And the staggered guards actually help, because it's hard to stop your rock behind a single guard with that much curl. They're going to opt to play the double peel. Might even, if they hit it properly, be able to get all 3 yellows moving.
Sherry seems very committed to just go for the simple 1.
Ooh, found the hole. Good throw by Christine. Manitoba left with a couple tight guards here. Ontario still lies 1. Tie ball game here. Playing the 6th, down to 3rd. Stones.
Oh, actually grazed it.
Yeah. Good replay by the boys in the truck. She draws in here. Fairly short run back available for Kara Lee. This is Colleen's first Canadian senior championship. Her first ever Manitoba championship, actually. Not the easiest province to win in either gender or any age group. Big scrap here, trying to get it by. Need the weight as well. It's going to get in there for shot rock, mostly buried. Double available, though. This is a big shot, Wayne. If she can make this, it probably takes the steal off the table. Manitoba might even have to hit this back one.
I personally would love to see her make this top double and spin into the rings. To sit 2nd and 3rd.
You're fancy.
Yeah.
You're fancy.
I think that would be a...
Again, normally Randy's sitting in your chair. He's just trying to hit the top one.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Needs a curl.
Christine!
Ouch.
anything but that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a great result. It was very close to what they were trying to do, but instead it ends up as the complete opposite. Manitoba now lies 2. That rock's in a decent spot. They're going to try to guard it once. Sherry will probably be, depending on where the guard finishes, probably be forced to peel. We've not seen many guards put on, let's just say properly here, due to the amount of curls. See what Colleen can come up with.
Yeah, probably the biggest difference that I see so far in watching this is in the power of the sweeping. You know, the ladies on tour, they all work out, they're all in the gyms, and they're unbelievably powerful sweepers. You know, both Agnes and Sophia are in fantastic physical condition and can sweep 10 in games, 11 in games for, you know, a week and a half, and away they go. And on the men's side too, like a Breck Delan and Jeff Walker, they're unbelievable sweepers, and what a difference it makes in the shots that are available to the rest of the team members.
Yeah, brushing's a big part of it, which is just another thing I added to the list of why I had to quit and try to find a commentary job. A chance here, Wayne.
Yeah, the overhand hook with the broom
The
never really
underhook.
took off, did it?
You know what? No one ever showed up to my sweeping clinics. Sort of looking for a little hack weight board waiter here. This will curl if the weight's right. Jane Hooper-Perot trying to carve it over for Carolee Grant.
She does.
Yeah, that really moves. So a good rebound there by Carolee, able to make that shot. But now Kim Link has the opportunity to roll buried.
'Cause I've been throwing it like a
Under
10,
her own
right?
guard.
Or you like that?
Sit
I
2.
like your 10-ish.
Okay.
She makes the perfect roll here, Wayne. Do you think Sherry probably has to draw? Maybe a short run back? Probably the draw, though.
Yeah, the way this out turn comes in, we saw it last end, or the fourth end.
Yeah.
And the same thing, it'll warp right in there. So, you know, a rock top 8-foot can easily be drawn around.
The ice she's taking here, she better be throwing somewhere in the ballpark a normal weight. Her first rock here in the 6th tie ball game. Ontario with the hammer. Manitoba comes in with a 5-3 record. Ontario 6-2.
Whoa!
She got out to that one.
Whoa! Close! Whoa! Whoa, whoa! Oh, come on.
And again, that'd be the difference. I would say men's or ladies on tour, they're probably going to try to carve that one over, and they probably do make the roll.
So yeah, Sherry can be aggressive here, which is nice. She's got 3 rocks to roll behind. Roll behind any one of the 3 of them.
Yes.
It's fantastic. It's probably better off than the nose, and pretty free to go for it. Like if you roll open way over the other side of the 12, still they're probably going to hit it.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a draw the 8-foot for your 1.
Have to make sure you stay, though. If you were to roll out here, they can draw around like Sherry did in 4 right to the button. And that, again, as we talked at the opening of this end, key to score in 6, whether you have the hammer or not, to take that lead to the 7th end. You're probably going to win somewhere in the ballpark of 80% of your games. Out turn hit for skip Sherry Madaw, looking to play the roll. Sweeper's trying to hold it. They've made the roll, just a matter of where.
Perfect.
Great shot. I think now if you're Manitoba, I'd ignore that and just draw around and try to steal. Excellent shot there by Sherry. Well called by Carolee and well swept by the ladies as well.
Yeah, I think that's where she wanted to roll.
Yeah, if you could pick a spot, that's I think where you would have rolled.
Better than rolling behind the center one. So no matter what, you will have a shot for 2 if she puts it perfect. And the way it curls in here, Sherry will be able to chase it with a, like a backline weight shot, because she only has to push it out of the 4-foot to get her 2.
Yeah, that's the key there, actually, to roll buried, but you're almost on the 4-foot. Means your next one, you don't have to chip it as far. It's going to be easy to bury here, not as easy to not poke out the other side. And actually, the in-turn curls pretty nicely, so it'd be accessible for Ontario as well.
Line's okay.
Kim threw this exact shot with her last rock in 4. She slid a hair deep.
Okay. Whoa. Yes, line. Okay, you're by.
If they're on it for line, it probably means it's going to come out the other side. Needed to stop just for weight, period.
Okay, that's good.
It's going to stop in time, but
fully
it's
out.
probably edge on edge with the in-turn. Tricky only because we haven't played this spot in a while, but Sherry's played this ice all week, so this is a real chance for Ontario. Just wants to throw a little more weight. Looked like they were going to throw maybe a control. Is that tapping the wrist? Does that mean board weight? What are we going to throw here?
Yeah. This is a Glenn Howard special. He made these for fun for 40 years. This is just his automatic shot.
And that's what guys sweeping him properly.
I was one of those guys sweeping him properly for a lot of years.
Didn't you? You had the 10-inch.
Angle hair broom.
Yeah.
Out turns. Glenn's like, man, you can hold those out turns forever. My intern's really going this week.
Speaking of interns, chance here for Sherry Madaw. Final rock in 6. Put 2 on the board. We're tied at 4. On it early. Big scrub here by Jane Hooper-Perreault, trying to hold the line, navigate past this yellow guard. And she makes it. Look at Janie. Reminded me of Pat there. Great scrub. 2 on the board for Sherry. They're going to lead 6-4 as we head to 7. Thank you, Wayne, for joining us. I'm not going to put you through the pressure of having to commentate while your wife plays the last 2 ends of the game.
Thanks, Pete.
Because you don't want to do that. But we wish you all the best. I love your girls. They're one of my favorite teams in the world. They're just such humble ladies for everything that they have won. And I wish you all the best over there. I'd like to see a Canada-Sweden final.
Well, I'm sure they're watching. They're great fans of the game, so I'm sure they're watching, and I'll have 100 messages back there when I get back to my seat beside my girls, and they'll be asking me why I'm not coaching this week. But they have a better coach. They got Pat here, or Pat's on his way here, so they'll be in great hands, hopefully, for the playoff run.
Okay, I'll meet you later. We can maybe sit down with Pat, talk some strategy, and just over a beer, just the one, though.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Cheers.
So we'll update the other scores. British Columbia just scored a deuce in 5. They lead 6-2 over Nova Scotia in a battle of teams that are 6-2. Quebec scored 2 in 5, but they still trail Alberta 4-3, playing 6. Alberta with the hammer. Both those teams are 5-3.
3-4.
And in our final women's game, the Yukon have taken a 5-4 lead here, playing 7. That would be a bit of an upset as the Saskatchewan team comes in at 6-2. Yukon 3-5, playing the role of spoiler and doing a good job of it right now. Men's games, Newfoundland and Labrador also in a bit of an upset. They're leading Ontario 5-4. Alberta over New Brunswick in the men's 3-1. New Brunswick the hammer, playing 7. Saskatchewan men lead Northern Ontario 4-0. And I'm blocked out from the final game. So a real big shot there by Sherry Madaw. She made a great roll on her first. Manitoba made a decent draw, just a hair heavy. Slipped out the other side, and Sherry able to make the in-turn through the hole after some great sweeping by Jane Hooper-Perreault, and they put 2 on the board. Take control here, but plenty of curling left. Manitoba was in a game yesterday with Alberta that finished 10-9. So they had to battle back with a 3 in that game to get to an extra, so they've been in this spot before. This is big. You need to kill this rock. Again, that's just the spot where almost all the misses are tight.
Yeah, halfway's perfect.
Nice patient call here. Gonna have Rennie throw the corner guard on her own rock. You could hit and lie too, but it's way too early in the end to do that. This is a great call.
Like that's less. I think so too. Keep it out here. Pretty good. Gonna over curl?
Great to have Wayne in the booth with me there. He's, in my opinion, the most talented curler ever to play. It's hard to compete with Kevin Martin's resume, but I think Wayne was one of the very best to ever do it. Came out of retirement last year and played with Team Howard after Glenn had a snowmobile accident and almost skipped them into the semifinals of the Brier. So Sherry can't peel that guard, so she's going to have Christine throw a tight one here on their shot rock, which is in a pretty good position. Just off the button, just off the center line.
Tighter in. Going in. Maybe to it.
Don't think you want to be all the way to it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just top 8-ish.
Slides a hair deep, sets up a double, and you can actually, if you make this double, roll buried as well. behind your 2 yellows. Right here, out, out. You end up right there.
Okay.
That was one of my better diagrams. Gonna play the out turn across the face here. Even if you jam this one but roll behind those corners, you're very happy.
You might have to. Who, me?
They're gonna have to carve it to stay though.
Hard, Rennie, go, go, go. Stick it on the wings. Hard, Rennie, hard, 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 hard.
Gonna roll out. Bit of a mistake there. Now I think Ontario will peel the guard.
Like, would have been a nice shot. Yeah.
I actually like the peel with the out turn here. I haven't seen many made with the in turn. The out turn might be a hair straighter, hair easier to manage, and a less chance of a jam. Christine thought the same thing. Signal down to Sherry to throw the out. So here we go. Out turn peel. Final stone for Christine here in 7. Nice clean throw there. I think they'll replace it, and then you'll see another peel by Manitoba, or sorry, Ontario. They'll play a little cat and mouse until later in the end. Manitoba's going to have to deal with the Ontario shot rock.
Tight ice. Got a little more.
Important not to be too tight to the rings with this one, or Ontario might take on the run back. Halfway would be good. That's a very good spot. They're going to play the same out turn peel here with third stone Carolee Grant. This one's tighter. That's going to hang around, so it's a pretty big miss. Manitoba going to continue to be patient. Going to draw around the guard. They could hit in line 2. I like the draw. It's still very early. I think if you put the draw in a good spot, Ontario might have to hit the open one. Good chance to maybe score 3. What do you think over there, Karen? You like the draw? Coach Karen loves the draw. First rock here in the 7th end, trailing by 2. Third stone Colleen Kilgallen.
I think you gotta go.
Like to sink this one, full 8 foot.
Okay, well then. It's got more. Back out.
Abby's not good.
Coming down. Close.
Needs to sit.
Take it deep, maybe.
Deeper they take it, the easier the double is for Ontario, so I think you'd rather leave it up. Ends up stopping in time. Sherry's going to play the in-turn hit and roll here off the top one. I think you want to roll far enough that you don't guard any of that yellow, because the yellow in the back 8 right now is fully accessible, especially the amount that it curls in there. So Carolee needs a big over curl here.
Whoa! 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 Christine! Whoa! Hard, Jane, hard.
That rolls to a pretty good spot. What it does is it takes away this out-turn draw. Makes it very difficult
Are we second?
to play that. think it's probably time to play a hit or a freeze on shot rock, or you could play this wide draw here with the intern. They're going to not call a timeout, just have a little talk here with Colleen and Kim. See if we can listen in.
Like, do we hit and roll under? Yeah. But then she just goes boof. Right. But if hit and roll here.
Chase the open one and give
Well,
it to
I think she would chase the open one, but then she could roll behind, I guess. So hit and roll to the wing. Try.
Talked about hitting and rolling underneath. They're afraid they're going to set up a double run back. I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
Yeah.
They could hit and roll to the wings. That's not bad. If you hit and stay right there, the double is probably a half rocker or thinner for Sherry.
Kind of an easy double unless I get it over here, right? Yeah. So
I still don't mind the intern draw. It's hard.
Okay.
But you're down 2. Your best chance at 3 would be the wide intern draw
I think we
out
have to hit
here.
it.
You still have time to hit this stone.
Like, I guess she'll have one crack at the green and we'll try and roll under.
So they decided to try to roll under. I like that. If you're going to play the roll, I think you're way better to play the aggressive roll underneath. Even if you set up this double run back, it's a double run back. There's tons of separation. So by no means a gimme. Sherry might not even take it on. So if you're going to hit, I like this call here. Not that a lot of people care what I like and don't like.
Yes!
Should be close.
Kim, go!
What a great attempt, but it rolls edge on edge to a pretty nice spot.
Yeah. 9. I like a 9. Yeah.
Double is available, though. It needed to curl and probably bury another, I would say, half a rock. This double is available. Both will go. Huge chance for Sherry to get out of a small little jam here in 7, leading by 2. Looking to pick up their 7th win of this championship. Manitoba sits at 5-3. Outturn, firm weight, double attempt. Should be close. They're off and on. And no mistake. Great throw there by Sherry. Still a chance here, though, if you're Manitoba. You can play this outturn draw. Sink it in behind the 2 greens and still set up your 2 to tie this game. But great shot by Sherry there, because now 3 is out of the question. So she's guaranteed to be tied up coming home with the hammer at worst. She's got a green rock in there, mostly buried, so
hide a piece behind that one.
I don't think a blank is really in play right now.
What's that?
Kim's going to try to sink this one in.
Yeah, I want to go like top 4. Yeah. No, because she'll just come down and sit on it.
Looks like a more natural intern shot, but they've played this outturn a lot, so they know exactly what it does. Needs to be fairly precise here with her first in 7.
You got lots of room.
It's probably heavy because it's not curling.
If it's in, can you finish it? Or is that maybe out? Okay.
It's going to slide too far.
Where's the fucking...
Ontario is going to be shot. So Sherry can now play some offense. She's going to draw around her own green one. Try to get a piece of the 4, sink it right in here. Needs to just drag it past her own green. There'll be no double, no opportunity for two for Manitoba. In a pretty nice scenario if you're Ontario, you could be one up with the hammer coming home. Final shot for skip Sherry Middaugh. 7th end, up by 2.
Line's good. Starting to curl a little bit now. Yep, Jane. Yeah, Jane.
This one's definitely heavier than they wanted, but it's going to end up in a good spot right on the yellow. They like to. That does the job. Weren't really in a position to steal either, and now Kim just has to come up with basically a piece of the 8-foot here. Pull within 1. Going to need to get some center guards up next end and force the action. Try to get some mistakes out of Ontario. I think 4 is going to be too many losses for the women, so Manitoba has to find a way to put the single up here and maybe get their steal game on. Alberta leads 6-3 over Quebec. In a potential upset here. Saskatchewan trailing Yukon 5-4. Saskatchewan with the hammer coming home. Great performance so far from the team from Whitehorse. And BC leads Nova Scotia 6-3. If that score holds up, BC would have their 7th win and Nova Scotia would move to 6-3.
You're good now.
Perfect draw here
Okay.
from Kim, so put a single on the board for Team Manitoba. They're going to trail Ontario 6-5 coming home. Ontario with the hammer.
I need some I need Wheaties. 1 yellow. Good sweep, guys. Okay. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's funny how drastic. Yeah. I feel like we have to go a bit, but I said that one time. Want to leave this one long?
Where are we?
The long one?
You want to go tight or no?
No.
Okay. Okay.
We're probably right at
Can we get it to center?
Yeah.
Nice wave.
It was off center a bit?
Just a little bit more off
Something like
center.
that? I think we'll touch that.
Want to come this way, or do you want to come this way? Let's go here.
Welcome back to the 8th end here. Ontario versus Manitoba. Ontario leading 6-5. Crucial game for both teams looking to move on to the semifinals.
Hard line.
Ontario sits at 6-2. Manitoba at 5-3.
Gotta go for weight too.
Nice center guard thrown up there by Rennie Fletcher. Trying to drag this one past it. Don't want to set up any form of double peel for later in the end. A good scrub by the brushers there. They're going to play the tick shot here. You could also just draw around anywhere in the full 8 or the 4 foot. Jane Hooper-Perreault, 1996 Canadian world champion, looking for the tick. Need to carve this one over. I don't even mind that, actually, the miss, because those rocks are very double peelable right now. I don't know that double peelable is a word, but let's pretend it is. Pretty easy spot for the double peel for Ontario, so I don't even mind leaving those the way they are. Lynn's going to draw around here with her intern. She's a right-handed player. Her sister's a lefty. When they were younger, that's the only way I could tell them apart for the most part.
No, it's top 8.
You got lots of room. Moving now.
Yeah, it's gonna, we gotta
now.
go. We're short. We're top 8.
Right up, guys. Right up. It's coming in now.
Another scrub here by the sweepers, dragging this one into the 12 foot. Might get a piece of the 8s.
Top 8. Top 8.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Well
nice.
thrown stone there. That's even usable. You could draw around that one later. Double peel opportunity here for second stone, Christine Lube. Christine curls out of the East York and Royal Canadian Curling Clubs in Toronto.
Justin!
Great shot. Really nice. That's why I didn't mind the tick shot being missed. Those were in a perfect spot there for the double peel, and no mistake by Christine. Really opens things up for Ontario, but Manitoba still has a rock in the 8. They'll be able to guard it. We'll see a bunch of guards, a bunch of peels, and then on their last, Manitoba could easily draw around that rock that's bite the 8 foot, get a piece of the button buried, and make sure he make a double.
Weight's good.
Get it to center.
Rennie, I think you gotta go.
Right here, guys.
Get it to center.
Right up, right up, right up, right up. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Good center guard there.
High guard. Can you see any of this? Try for this one, then to get the top one good.
So what Sherry's thinking is here is the guard is so high that she's not sure Manitoba's going to be able to use it anyway. So you can make a play on this back one. You just have to make sure, if you're Christine, that you get 1 out of the 2. Pro miss would be tight. And that's a good shot.
Halfway.
Okay. So this spot is
So
back
another
to
guard
normal.
here. First shot here for Colleen playing the 8th end. You need to steal.
Easy.
Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Line's good, line's good.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, good.
Perfect center guards being lobbed down here by Team Manitoba. Ontario looking to keep peeling them away. Going to go to the intern here for third stone, Carolee Grant. to final. BC knocked off Nova Scotia. British Columbia moves to 7-2. Nova Scotia drops to 6-3. Nice peel there. We'll see another center. Alberta up 6-4 versus Quebec. They have the hammer coming home, so they're in control of that one. A win there would move their record to 6-3, and it might eliminate the team from Quebec.
That felt less. Easy, easy, easy.
Lots
Not
of
moving. There it goes. Going hard now.
Turning now, yep.
Okay, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Little bit.
No. We're good.
Little
We're
bit.
good.
They're just dropping these centers right
it'll keep coming.
to the
Yeah.
perfect
Okay.
spot, right in the Everest logo there. Again, if we end early and you need to check scores, you can go to curling.ca, or for a cooler experience, you could just turn on the television, tune into TSN, and these scores are being updated on the ticker with the skip's name and the province. Classy touch by Everest setting that up.
Christine.
Another clean peel. I think you have to throw one more center up though.
This is scary.
I think Sherry has to peel it. And if you're Manitoba and you throw the center and Sherry goes around it, that could be in your favor, because if she ever made a mistake, you could steal two.
Yeah. A little bit extra.
Extra?
Yep.
Whereas if you come in on this one, Sherry makes a double, essentially the game is over. So I really like the center here. You're not going to be able to see the action, but right now the Yukon leading 5-4 over Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has the hammer and they're lying 4. Last rock about to be thrown by the Yukon. Their skip needs to come up with a big one. First rock here in 8 for Kim Link.
Okay, it's gonna over curl, I think. Easy.
The other guards have been perfect. She does need to protect her stone
Ready?
here.
Maybe
Maybe
you have
Sherry
to
will
go
make
a
a
bit,
play
ready?
on it, depending on how high this guard
Okay,
is.
easy now. Straight.
This looks pretty nice.
Yep, go. Yep. Keep going. That's good.
I think that's tight enough, and there's some angle. Sherry might take on the outturn double peel here. She's got the in-turn up. I know her husband would be whipping the outturn down here for fun. You could play this onto this, kill them both, lose your shooter. Sherry content just to peel the guard off though. That shot by the Yukon was missed, so Saskatchewan will not have to throw their last one. They avoid the upset. They move the record to 7-2.
Clean.
Tied right now with British Columbia at the top of the standings. If our score holds up here, Ontario would also be in a first place tie. Manitoba going to call timeout here.
Rennie, we're called a time. Like you could just draw here.
There's really only one shot. The tap is way more difficult than the draw. You just play the outturn draw right around to the button, back of the button. I think Sherry will take on the double.
So
You can come all the way around it. It's just the hard part is it cuts so hard at the end. It's pulling around.
like to draw here.
Just straight up. Instead of
I
a
think
tap.
the tap's just as hard though too, right?
Tap's way harder than the draw here.
Is there
Not
any
even
sense
close.
in like kind of trying to like
With the ring?
put it here and
I think you want to try and put it right in the back of the button and make her.
okay, so but we could call this.
Hopefully they
call
listen to Karen here.
Okay, so
She's
we're gonna
calling
draw
for a
it.
draw to the back of the button. It's absolutely the right play.
Trying to double.
Like if
Like I said, I think
Yeah.
Sherry's going to have to play
Okay,
the
so
double. I
we'll
doubt
just
she'd
make
throw
sure
the
we give
draw
enough to get by, which is going to be
against the
the
loss.
outturn?
Well, only because
We played it. Yeah.
you just have to remember it's going to cut it.
Yeah, and I think you know the weight here better.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
like even if you're
Yeah.
Men's games,
Make her make a
Alberta
shot.
leading 3-2
Okay.
over New Brunswick. They're 8-0. New Brunswick 6-2. Alberta has
Okay.
the hammer.
So I think I need a touch more, eh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because even honestly, even if you're
I'll
back,
put some rotation.
Going to let
on it.
Karen know that that was an excellent
I may have
timeout.
to
Very
call
good
her.
advice.
Yeah.
Very good advice.
this looks good.
You don't ever want to just guard it.
Just guard it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I-
Two shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to draw the back of the button with the outturn. This is a spot. It just swoops in there. This won't be a problem to get it buried if they have the right weight.
But
I think Sherry will not take on the draw. Like I said, I think she'll try to run the double for the win. So it's a very good chance here for a steal for Manitoba. Even though their rock is biting the 8-foot, it's acting as a center guard, and it's only because the ice swings so much here. Final stone here for Manitoba in the 8th. Need a steal to stay alive. It's a hair tight out of her hand.
Okay. Room. Close.
Room for now, but this will curl.
Room. Okay, go now. Hard line. Hard. Go. Keep going. Hard.
It's a great looking shot. Perfectly managed by the brushers.
Nice.
That's as well as it can be done, folks. Great job by the team there.
yeah.
Now Sherry's going to throw the same in-turn that she threw with the peel.
Good sweep, Lynn. Oh yeah.
Double takeout, and she will move to 7-2. A miss, and we'll have some overtime here from the Community First Curling Center in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. So an opportunity for the win. In turn, firm weight double. Sherry Madaw, chance to move her team one game closer to the semifinals. They're on it out of her hand. This is really curling. Over curl and a steal of one after a great draw there by Kim Link. So we're going to have extra curling here. Teams tied at 6. Get a chance to update some of the other scores here. Our only other ladies game still on the sheet. Alberta leads by 2 versus Quebec. They have the hammer playing 8 and looking over. Alberta's going to win that one. Cheryl Bernard's going to have an open hit for the win. Ontario men are not going to have the hammer. They're in an extra end against Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland and Labrador has been eliminated. They're at 3-5, but they can play the role of spoiler here and make life difficult for Ontario. They're at 7-1. A second loss would hand Alberta first place.
I think high and whoa. High.
So they're looking for the high guard with this
higher.
one. You have to decide out of the thrower's hands whether you're going to leave it high or sweep it to get it close to the rings. It's hard to throw 2 perfect centers and not set up a double.
Nice. No.
That ends up in a very nice spot for Manitoba. Lead stone for Ontario, Jane Hooper-Perreault looking to play the tick shot here.
Yep. Back line. Hard, Christine. Hard, Christine. Hard. You got it. You got it. push, 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 push. Go, 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 go.
Exactly the same as last.
She actually hit it in a pretty decent spot. I think probably just too much weight. Pushes it out so they get to replace it, and now Rennie Fletcher can draw around her own center. Still wants to be short of the rings. You want this to be in the free guard zone. Out-turn center guard, ninth end here.
It's about the same.
Great steal last end by Manitoba to stay alive.
Line only.
It's a final Alberta over Quebec, so Alberta moves to 6-3. Quebec loses their third in a row to drop to 5-4. I think 4 is going to be too many. Terry Meeks really improved as a coach throughout the week. Obviously listening to all the tips we give him when we see him back at the hotel.
Back line. Little left.
Unfortunate miss there by Manitoba. Now a chance for Jane to make this tick shot. And this one looks perfect.
Great shot.
So you're happy now if you're Ontario. It's still very early in the end, but there's no center guards. In-turn draw to the forefoot is wide open. The out-turn's there. It's just a little tougher. And we're going to see, just like last end, a bunch of center guards and a bunch of peels.
I think like higher is a bit better, right?
Christine, it looks like, tends to like her out-turn.
Halfway,
Last time they
like,
threw a
to your
bunch of
room
in-turn
already.
peels, but she made 2 with her out-turn.
Just even, not bad. Yeah.
See if that trend holds up here.
Thinking so she could jam.
It's actually a harder out-turn peel than is an in-turn due to a jam potential. So they're going to go to the in-turn. Subtle, but that's a nice place to leave that rock if you're Manitoba. Forces her into the in-turn. It's a swingier side.
Yep, 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 yep.
Nice weight, Lynn.
She makes the peel, but that really shrinks the area to draw to the forefoot.
Same thing. Well, I think we gotta leave ourselves way in. Is that less, Rennie, or same? More? Okay.
I think they'd like to put this one almost in the same spot that Lynn just threw it.
Not even.
Oh, it's digging. At least we got some stuff there. Yeah.
Jam possibilities here with this one too. Ontario's got to be careful.
Yep. Close. Yep, yep. Same weight. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, roll it. That's good.
That's a good shot.
Good.
I think you'll see Colleen throw up at least 1, if not 2 guards here.
Okay.
Plenty of time.
Either way.
I like that they're switching the spot with the guards as well. Just make Ontario's shot slightly different each time.
Yeah. Just cross center, I guess? Yeah. And this is speedy too here, right?
First shot for Colleen in our extra end. This is the final ladies game on the sheet.
Not too tight.
Can update the standings.
It's really starting to
Saskatchewan
curl.
is 7-2.
It's
British Columbia
really
7-2.
I think that's
Nova
good.
Scotia
Whoa, whoa,
6-3. Alberta 6-3. Quebec 5-4. And the Yukon are 3-6. This is a much easier peel where this is. Be pretty tough to jam on that yellow. It'd have to hit it super thin. But it is easier to nose for sure. It's in a spot where it curls and it's tight out of her hand. I think they're going with the audible here.
Watch this jam over there.
Yeah, that's it's not great. Center line's still open. The outturn draw will be available for Sherry, but Carolee just got a hair tight there across the face on that one. It's hard to put a second guard in a good place here if you're Colleen, so she's going to draw right into the rings here. Like to make it good, as this is the one that you could be guarding for the rest of the game, clinging to your hopes of back-to-back steals.
Yeah, line. Yes, line. Close for line. Yes, line. Deep. Whoa. Yep. Yeah. Okay, whoa, whoa.
Snuck it by enough. It's going to slide a hair deep. That might be the rock that Sherry has to end up out drawing.
Just peel. You don't need to overthrow it.
Think of anything you need, a hair more ice here. This really curls. I get sick of saying it myself. I mean, I can't imagine what it feels like at home to listen to it all the time.
Yep. Oh. Yep. Yep.
Better throw here from Carolee, but they're still sweeping it.
Hard. Clean. Good throw.
Nice recovery, good shot there. So the center line is open. Manitoba lies one in the back 8 foot.
Center guard? Like ignore that one and put a center guard and let her pick?
Sherry last through a draw
Here.
in the 7th end.
Don't call time.
She threw the outturn draw to the back.
Time.
They're going to call timeout
You know what I
here.
mean? Like if you go here. Well,
It's really two shots. They
so.
could throw the center
But then on your
guard or
last
they could
one, you
guard their
go-
own. I think you have to throw the center guard
just come
here.
in,
Take a
right?
chance
Same as
that
last
Sherry
time?
might, she could run the double. Even if she does, you're going to have this draw here if you're Manitoba. So I like a guard somewhere up in this area
we could
here.
come around the corner too.
You can come around the corner on your next one. You don't need to do that right now. I'd throw a center guard up.
Yeah. You like just a tight guard? There's nothing else good, unless we decide to try and sock around here, but then she nose hits that and we. Right, but I don't think we can be, is what I'm saying. Okay.
See what they've decided. They talked about going around the guard, guarding their own, or the center guard. Center guard's the right call, in my opinion.
If she plays that, we can use it, right? Like you gotta leave yourself a half, so I think it's gotta be on this side of center because you have more room. That's my, like, just accept that one's gone, or you want to come, like, this should be enough room anyway.
Coach
if you
Karen,
come
we
on
going
here,
with the
right?
center guard?
That gives you enough room.
She's 2 for 2 on timeouts. Very good.
Fourth thing, I think.
Yeah.
Perfect record in this game for Manitoba's coach.
Okay, that's fine. So I just, like, guard this side of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you have to overthink this too much. I'd throw it just anywhere on the center line. Even if Sherry runs the double, you're going to be able to draw around those guards on the throwers right with the in-turn and probably put the rock in the same spot that it is right now in terms of proximity to the buttons. So no real risk if Sherry makes the runner.
Okay. Halfway. Just halfway, kind of like we're kind of guarding this side of center line. Not too tight, no. Well, halfway to tight, but throw a guard.
So an out-turn guard here with her first. Kim Link throwing skip rocks for Manitoba. Looking to steal, keep their semifinal hopes alive. It's not official, but I just don't see 4 sneaking in.
Where do you think?
Stop.
Sit. Okay, Kim.
That's fine.
Time? Yeah. Time?
We're going to call a timeout here. This timeout brought to you by Everest, the proud sponsor of the Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships, as well as the Everest Club Curling Canadian Championships.
Like you mean try and run it.
I'd like to thank Everest for all they do for this sport. This is their 7th year involved with the national seniors. And it was their first year, and I was very fortunate to be there last week in Ottawa, Ontario at the Hunt Club. An amazing event put on by Ottawa, their host committee, Curling Canada, TSN, and Everest. The players absolutely loved it. It was a first-class professional event.
A big roll.
And now back to the game
Or
here.
a peel, if it turns into a peel, but if we end up in the rings, it's a bonus.
You could just straight peel
You
this.
try it and then you leave a guard up anyway. Like you could try the run back.
I don't like
But
that at all.
no,
And then she can get a piece of the forefoot and make it better.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the straight peel. It opens up. The out-turn draw is mostly there already. This opens up the in-turn draw as well. It gives you 2 choices. I wouldn't worry about my shooter sticking around or anything like that. I think I'd just rip this out of there. Definitely would not even think about playing the run back. If you ever jam it, you leave the guard, you leave them lying 1. So I just like the straight out-turn peel here. If I am Ontario. Sherry playing the out-turn, a little bit straighter here with the out-turn. It's been easier to navigate from what we've seen throughout the game. First shot of the extra for Skip Sherry Madaw, out-turn peel.
Close, yep. Hard! Hard!
Christine's on it early, trying to straighten it. Yeah, I don't know if that's a very good spot to leave that. That acts as a perfect center guard now for Manitoba. I doubt Sherry meant to stick around. Just curled more than she thought, and now a real opportunity here
Or we do this again.
for Manitoba. You absolutely have to draw around this.
Only to the forefoot. Yeah. Well, if you put it just there, she's just going to hit and roll off this. If we're making this, we need to make it good.
I think you have to make this good. They talked about guarding their own. The problem with that is if you're short of the rings and you leave any of that rock open, Sherry just has to get rid of your yellow.
Top 4, even a corner.
Her green saver will score. This is an excellent chance to draw right to the button buried. Kim made this shot last end perfectly with the out turn. It's basically the same path going in the opposite direction. So she should know the weight, and she certainly knows it will curl enough in there if she can give the ladies somewhere around 4-foot tee line.
Any sense in hitting the green one?
Nervous times here in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, okay. Great.
Final shot in 9. In-turn draw to the button here, trying to set up a steal in a winning point. She got that one way out there.
It's coming. It's coming now.
This has lots of curling to do. It needs to sit as well.
Well, let's just make sure we sit two, not side by side. Yep. Okay, well, yep. Yep, back. Go. Okay.
Yeah, it ends up in about one of the worst spots it could. Just a bit heavy on that one for Kim, so a real chance now for Sherry. Could have been forced to a much more difficult shot. This is never easy, though. All the other players have left the ice. The speed can change due to temperature change, and it's the pressure of playing in a national championship. Both teams right in the thick of it here, Ontario and Manitoba. But a chance to win the game. Sherry needs to bite the forefoot here. She can come back to that back one for Shot Rock. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'd just be trying to give this one to my sweepers. Piece of the 4 for the win. So here we go. In turn draw, game on the line, facing 2.
Line's good. Line's good, room. Oh, room, line's good. Yeah.
Starting to curl, really starting to curl.
Hard. Where are you? Whoa, where are you? Yep.
This is dangerous.
Hard.
It over curls. It's a steal of 2 for Manitoba. They come back and win this game. They move their record to 6-3. With the loss, Ontario falls to 6-3 as well. We'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario for the Everest Canadian Senior Men's and Women's Curling Championships. My name is Peter Stesky. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight we'll see you at 7, Northern Ontario versus British Columbia.